Hello everyone, it's Caribbean E. Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's just having a wonderful day and that you're in the best of health. Because I hear stateside that COVID ain't no joke. So I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. You're wearing your mask, doing your social distancing, and you're looking out for one another. That's what it's all about. Today's video is about retirement perspective. I have another retirement perspective video just for you. You know, I experienced a lot of chaos, and I had some good days and I had some bad days, but it seemed like the bad days outweighed the good days, but I still won't complain because I still came out of it alive. But I would like to talk about some of those experiences I had while I was working for the first sanitation company, which was Silver State Disposal. Then the other company that took over after them, their name was Allied Waste, okay? And now they're called Republic Services. And it's funny why they changed their name. If you look it up, you'll find out why, okay? I don't get into no details, but sometimes companies change their name to try to get themselves a new brand because the name that they had and the stuff that went on within the company gave them a bad rap. So anyway, retirement perspective. Working for a company. Now, I worked for a company that was completely perfect. It seemed like they could do nothing wrong. To me, it makes no sense at all for a company to even claim and try to portray that they're perfect. Because the only person that I ever knew that was perfect was Jesus Christ. And they hung him to the cross. So while working for Republic Services, out on my route, there comes time where you have to use the restroom. And the last time I checked, there's no porta potties tied on the back of no trucks. Some of these routes are out in the middle of the desert. Some of these routes are in Sun City communities where people are looking at the window, watching you every step of the way. They're waiting for you to come by at the same time so you come out there and get that can and bring it back in. So they're watching you. And you're a long away sometime from a restroom, but they're giving you all this water, especially during the summertime, all this water and Gatorade. And I stopped, at some point, I stopped calling it Gatorade and call it Haterade. Because I got a lot of hate from my company. I'm telling you, it's cold-blooded people. But I'm glad I made it out alive. So there's no restrooms close by, and if you find a restroom, you got to drive 15 minutes out the way. That puts you behind on your route, and a lot of times the restrooms in certain areas of town will be locked. So now you got to wait for a key, go inside, relieve yourself, give them back the key, go back to your truck, and go back to your route. But supposed to half an hour later, you got to go to the restroom again. You have to go do that again. But companies don't understand that. Corporations don't understand that. They think you're supposed to be superhuman, the bionic man, and continue to drink large sums of water and don't, at some point, don't have to relieve yourself. Now, if you do, if you drink that water and you don't relieve yourself, you're doing something wrong. Because what goes in must come out. If you're drinking a bottle of water every 3 or 4 hours, you're going to keep doing that and you're going to have kidney problems when you get 60. I promise you that. You got to take care of your body, especially in the heat. So, they don't have no porta potties most of the time on these routes, unless you find a construction area. And then sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you don't. So you got to use the restroom. So you got to call in, say 10100, I got to use the restroom. If you don't call in, they see the truck park, and they still can ping you. Either they fire you or tell you you use an unnecessary break, or try to write you up. That's just how it is. Or they'll place you under investigation because you're working for a cold-blooded company / corporation. So we had to improvise in these trucks. Now check this out. If you way out there in the middle of nowhere and you didn't want to lose time on your route, and some guys probably still do it today, we carry cups in the cab. Either cups or Gatorade, empty Gatorade bottle. So if you have to relieve yourself so bad and the water is coming out of you like the Niagara Falls, you pull a little truck over somewhere somebody couldn't watch you and relieve yourself in that Gatorade bottle or in that cup. Now that's disgusting, it's filthy, but when I was working, wasn't too many alternatives to relieving yourself. Unless you can park the truck in a corner somewhere and relieve yourself between two tires. Okay, that's just how it was. So, you had to make do, like carrying a cup inside the cab or park the truck somewhere where people could not see you. Or just simply climb behind the blade, okay? You get behind the blade so no one can see you, okay, and relieve yourself. But you had to take care of your business sooner or later, because if you hold it too long, you're going to hurt yourself and hurt your internal organs when you simply supposed to relieve yourself. So, like I said, when nature calls, it calls. I don't care what nobody say. When it calls, it calls. And then sometimes you really can't wait. You got to go like now. You got to go like quick. So that was for emergencies. But that was a stressful moment for me in particularly, and it was for a whole lot of other guys too. We never say anything because you say something, they feel you're complaining. But let me tell you something. In the summertime, you got to drink lots of water. And if you don't, you dehydrate, you pass out. Then what you're working with? Nothing. So it was bad enough being chased by all types of dogs. Sometimes on my route, I've been chased by pit bulls, Rockwallers, you name it. I've been chased by them because they don't like the noise of the truck. They think you got some food for them. They think that you're a threat, some of them, and some of them coming after you. Some of them ain't on their leashes. And I tell you what, there's times I had to climb all the way up on the hood of a truck to get away from these crazy, ferocious dogs, okay? And like they say, the life you saved just may be your own. I'm getting out of the way, okay? And me and the help of both. Me and my picture both, we either get in the cab or climb on top of the cab. The dog can't get to you, okay? So there's some problems that we ran into out on the route that the people in the office did not know that we had to deal with every day, because they wasn't out there. They were just in the office doing paperwork, okay? So like I said, many routes are far away from restrooms. So I used the restroom. I'm working for this company. Things got complicated. And things got complicated in the way that everybody now on their homes have cameras. Whether it's a business, whether it's a home, whether it's a small home, two-story home, whatever it is, everybody's got cameras now, especially the ones that are out in the scatters, because they want to see everything. We live in a new world, a new culture now, that everybody's got cameras to see what's happening, to see who's stealing your packages, the whole 9 yards. So they're watching the trash guy too, because some people are home and they sit there looking outside their blind, watching you, see if you're going to dump their can, see if you're going to waste anything. They're watching you do your job. They like seeing your arm go up. They like seeing you do your job, and so does their kids. So they're watching you. And if they catch you doing anything wrong, you best believe they're going to call the company and you're going to be in trouble for indecent exposure or something crazy, okay? They will tell on you. So, and also you can get a fine for relieving yourself in public. You can be fined. And not only that, you can get a write-up from the company. And they love writing you. They love writing people up. They can't wait to do it. So, I had a coworker of mine. Now listen at this. I had a coworker of mine who told his driver that he had to use the restroom bad. So the driver put him in the truck, and they was trying to hurry up and drive and get to 7-Eleven. You still got stoplights, the whole 9 yards, the truck running slow, moving slow because you got all that garbage on it. So it just ain't no quick fix. So by the time he got this guy, and this guy had to do a number 2, not number 1. Now this guy, by the time he got to the restroom at, I think it was a 7-Eleven, he had dropped half his load in his pants and his britches. Now some of you are laughing, but that's a very embarrassing moment for a grown man to boo-boo in his clothes because he couldn't get to the bathroom fast enough. I don't know what he had for lunch, but whatever he did, he dropped half a load in his drawers and the other half when he got to 7-Eleven because he couldn't get him there half fast enough. So he was trying to clean himself up in the bathroom, took his drawers off, cleaned everything out and was trying to, put it in the sink. And the driver said, man, what you doing in there? He said, well, I'm trying to clean them. He said, man, throw them things away, please. I beg you. Throw the drawers in the garbage. I'll take you to Walmart and get you a new pack of drawers. Don't try to put these back on. And I couldn't believe the guy was going to even try to go that far to put the old drawers back on after he done dumped the load and a half in them. It's crazy. And I hope you're not eating right now your dinner or lunch or whatever. Okay, because that can upset your stomach, but it happens. So he encouraged him to throw away those dirty underwear and took him and got him some new ones. Truly embarrassing moment for this young man, but he survived. He survived it. So during the summer months in Vegas, it gets up to 118 degrees. So you got to keep drinking water. And it's a dry heat, desert heat because it's in the desert, but you got to keep drinking water because if not, you're going to pass out there. The truck is hot. Sometimes these trucks don't have air conditioners in them. And I'm telling you, you're just dealing with the weather, the climate of the weather, heat coming from the engine of the truck and that 118 waiting for you when you step outside the truck on the ground. And a lot of that pavement is that black tar, oh my God. You can fry egg on the ground during the summertime in Vegas. You can fry egg. So the company gives you 6 bottles of water to last you all day. Plus the customers give us water. So the company the customers give us more water than the company do. So that everybody can have enough water to try to keep yourself hydrated. Okay? And everybody's body works different. We're not robots, we're not clone. Everybody's body works different. Okay, some people have to use the restroom at certain times. Some people can go for hours. Some people can't. Okay, and the older you get, the more regular you shall become. And ain't no sense in trying to hold whatever you got coming out of you because if you get constipated, that's going to be a problem too. Okay, so about 4 years ago, my operation manager was angry with me because he wanted me to run through my routes without any rest breaks. He said whenever I stop and go to the restroom, that was holding him up. And it's my route, he wasn't pulling. He sat up there in the air conditioned office, writing up people, writing stuff down, okay, chilling out, maxing and relaxing in his office while we out there trying to make a living, take care of our families. So this operation manager gave me a hard time. And what happened was he harassed me so much I had to call corporate. And I contacted the union to file a complaint of harassment against him, trying to get me to not take my break, which regulated by the union, you can take a break. Or if you gotta go to the restroom. They always try to me, some of these corporations, always try to dehumanize a person. And it's foolish and it's stupid. But that just shows the ignorance of some people. This operation manager suggested, let me tell you how stupid he was. This operation manager suggested that I go buy a caffeinator and tie it around my private part. and stick the thing in my private part to keep me from stopping the truck and using the restroom like a normal person should. On top of that, my GM was going to order me one. Instead of him defending me, my GM was actually going to order me a caffeinator so I can keep it in the truck with me. And it was going to be at the company's expense. The company's going to pay for it. He allowed this evil conduct to take place. And when you stop and you think about certain things, some things really don't make no sense. I have lots of stories about the things that I've seen and been through in this company going on after dark when I was on a night shift. So while working for this company, some things I cannot mention to protect many of my buddies that's still working there. I'm also reminded of a certain driver and his picture. They didn't get along, but the foreman still put them together. They should have never been working together, but the foreman put them together. And the driver was hot-headed, hot-tempered. They got out to the route. The pitcher, the helper, wasn't moving fast enough for the driver. The driver said, forget this junk, snatched the maxi, turned all the lights off, parked the truck in the middle of the street, and he gonna duke it out with his helper. So these guys actually got a 4 o'clock in the morning boxing ring. They got the whole street to themselves because this shift was from 3 in the morning till 10 in the morning. So this occurred at 4 o'clock in the morning. So these guys out there fighting like Mike Tyson to Holyfield, okay, killing each other, foxing. They should be picking up these people's trash and doing their job because the driver said the pitcher wasn't moving fast enough. One of the neighbors, the customer, looked out the window, seen these guys out there killing themselves, and punching and going like this. He called the company, and the company sent somebody out there. I guess he had the referee for a while, but no, he sent them out there to separate these guys, take this guy off the truck, because he's gonna kill this guy, man. And they dealt with it later, because for the most part, either one of these guys lost their job. Now, when you work for a corporation, that will happen now, because if you're caught fighting, that's against all the rules. If you're caught fighting, you're out, you're done. You're gonna look for another job, okay? So, it's just some of the things that have occurred while working for Republic Services. The crazy stuff that I've seen and heard of. Some of the stuff is comical, but some of it is uncalled for, and some of it is completely ludicrous. How a person will treat another person because you in the position of authority and leadership. And I want to say this before I get ready to end my story, my retirement perspective, this episode. It is a shame that you have a general manager who's the same color as you that would allow disrespect to be done to you from a white man. Now, think about that just for a few minutes, okay? Think about that. Because the GM used to work on a truck back in the day with the rest of us. And sometimes these guys get these big positions making $200,000 a year being a supervisor over trash. There's a trash industry. This trash industry, they make billions of dollars per year. Billions. You would never think how much money they make. They're all over the place. Even in Puerto Rico, Republic Services, you mentioned them, look where the Fortune 500 company, they're all over the place. but they got the wrong people in the wrong position. And this has been going on for quite some time. This is just one episode of how a person can be treated just by just coming to work, doing his job, and minding his business. The harassment, the disrespect of a man's dignity, taking away his rights. He can't use the restroom. If you're in prison, you still can use the restroom, because you in bars, you got a toilet right there. You still can use the restroom, okay? And there's many other situations. I never had this problem when I was in the military, okay? Because they would stop every now and then and let you take a rest break, or the guys would take a smoke break, whatever it was. But I never had that problem in the military, okay? And I see why now a lot of people are not allowed to get certain positions, because they don't know how to act when they get those positions. That's why sometimes God got to keep us on a low level before he brings us up. Because when we get high and mighty, we forget where we came from. And somebody knows exactly what I'm talking about. We forget where we came from. So from this story, I learned a lot. And I'm so glad that my career with this company is over. I'm glad I'm living in the Caribbean. I'm living life, I'm eating good, I'm enjoying my peaceful days, and not have to get up and clock in and deal with these idiots, these fools, and these brain dead supervisors. So, hope you enjoyed that episode. Hope you didn't laugh too hard until you cried and fell off your seat, because some of it is really hilarious, but it happens. These are no lies, it's straight up stories, and I got a whole lot more for you. But now, in the meantime, between the time, always remember, life to be enjoyed. Continue to hit that subscription notification. And guess what? We'll see you on our next episode of My Retirement Perspective. Peace.